Okay, game two is Rampardos versus Littens. Iron Hands has like a really good matchup. Iron Hands has such a good matchup in this game. It can just be bulky with Drain Punch and just kind of just wins. Kind of just wins. Like Drain Punch knockoff. That's all you need. That's really all you need, and you just kind of win. You just win the game. Sizzle is really good. Incineroar, he did bring Incineroar, which he had to bring Incineroar. If he didn't bring Incineroar, the Rampardos just kind of lose to Swords Dance Sizzle. So Swords Dance Sizzle goes really good in this game if he can kill Incineroar. Choice Scarf Memoswine is also insane in this game. He has no ground resistance. Like the Choice Scarf Memoswine just destroys his team. I think Littens had like an insanely good matchup. They had such a good matchup. They should have dominated this game. They really should have dominated this game. Greninja is really good for Lon Lon. Lon Lon brought a pretty good team. So did Hayden too. Greninja, very good in this matchup. Like every water type's just going to be good against Hayden's team. And we all know what happens with the Ice Horse. But looking at the matchup, I was like, it really shouldn't have done what it did. So I have to rewatch it again and have a look because last year the matchup wasn't great for it. So I have to rewatch it. And Gengar was pretty decent too. So yeah, I think Hayden had like the better matchup, but it's kind of weird. Like a lot of Pokemon have good matchups for Hayden's team, the Littens, and then a lot of Pokemon like the Rampardos team have good matchups too. But we'll see what happens. Okay, this is just Sandstorm. Why were you Sandstorm? The Sand Slash. Okay, he was offensive. Okay, that's kind of sick. That's actually fucking cool. Okay, he was Sand Rush, Sand Slash. Because I was just saying that this thing goes crazy because he has no ground resist. So he's Sandstorm with a Sand Rush, Sand Slash. Probably Swords Dance. That's fucking sick. That's actually fucking sick. That's so cool. Okay. So, Lon Lon was very risky. Staying in though against the Greninja was fucking risky. That was insanely risky. Yeah, that's a little bit crazy. Whew. Because this thing would have just got nuked, like absolutely nuked. Muscle down. Yeah, this is weird. This is not okay. Whoa, okay. Hayden, come on, Hayden. You just brought Sandstorm, Sand Slash, Sandstorm Memoswine for your Sand Slash to go off on his team because he has a ground weakness. Why didn't you just press Earthquake, dude? Just press Earthquake. You brought Sand Slash with Sand Rush because you know his team's dog shit against Earthquake. Just press it. Just press it. Like there's nothing on his team that resists it. You can go for the ice move, but Pokemon in front of you resist it. Like, what's he gonna swap into? Like, what's his Earthquake switching? If he goes to Gengar, dies. Greninja dies. Metagross dies. Blissey dies. Glastrier probably lives, but you're gonna beat it 1v1. Like, you're faster, and if you're thick fat, which I'm guessing you are, you resist ice. It's not neutral. Like, you destroy this. Memoswine fucking destroys his team. It's just Earthquake. Just Earthquake. He has no switch into Earthquake. Just Earthquake every time. Because, like, what's he gonna do? Doesn't matter who he swaps into. Literally, if it's anything else but the Ice Horse, you kill it. And you might even kill it 1v1 if he does go into the Ice Horse. Glastrier. But yeah, because now Mamoswine's pretty low, and your Sandstorm turns are running out. So if Mamoswine dies, you have no Sandstorm for Sandslash. So I would have Earthquake. If you didn't bring Earthquake, why? Because it fucks up his team. So yeah, I would have clicked Earthquake. So now you're in a weird spot, right? Yeah. So if you had Earthquaked, so the knockoff there was it was fine. I still probably would have Earthquaked because like nothing wants to take it, and like usually going for knockoff's good when they want to swap out because like at least if they swap out something, their item goes. But he usually just doesn't have a Earthquake switch in. Just click it every time. And if you had died there, this Mamoswine would at least he would have been like, hey, this is your leftovers too. So like, this you need to keep this thing alive. And you wouldn't have taken that much damage there in the second phase. Oh, you'd be dead right now. And then this thing just comes in and kills you, and now you don't have sand anymore. Or your you just have to knock off Drain Punch and you win. Just knock off Drain Punch and then you win. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, if you had hit that with the Earthquake when he swapped in, that might be dead right now. Maybe he would have died. And his ground is good. Yeah, good for long run. That's good prep for long run. Yeah. Stop something. Hang on. Back. So he goes to ground. And it kills you. Then you go into Zoroark. This is Disguise. This is Zoroark. And then you go for U-turn. I would just flamethrower it. Or like Dark Pulse. Just Dark Pulse. Just kill it. Because U-turn's not going to kill it. He only switches is Incineroar, which you don't really have a switch into. But I wouldn't have U-turned because this thing would just stay here. Like if he thinks you're Houndstone, like you might Will-O-Wisp it. Other than that, he doesn't really have a reason to swap. He just doesn't really have a reason to swap. So I would have just stayed in and just killed it. Your Zoroark, you're sure you'd kill it. I don't think his special defense is that good on this Pokemon. So this thing's a pretty big threat to your team now. Now that Iron Hands is asleep. It's pretty crazy. I don't know if Sizzle might have been able to kill it. So he could have just gone to Sizzle as well. Because if you're going to come in and U-turn, do it with Sizzle. Sizzle has a better U-turn. And it might have even killed. Maybe. It could have. And then if it gone to Incineroar, it would have done more damage to Incineroar. So if you're going to come in and U-turn thinking you'll swap, just do it with Sizzle. Yeah. Because just once this thing's set up, because the thing is, this is a very slow Pokemon and it's already got its stat boost. I think it gets. Is it faster than Iron Hands? I don't think it is. I don't think it is faster. No, it's slower than Iron Hands. So because it's slower than everything, it's already weak and it already has setup. He has no reason to really swap it out. He's probably just going to keep it in here and be like, okay, if I live, this thing dies. If I die, oh well, because I'm going to die anyway. Because if I swap out, I don't ever outspeed anything. So he's good for nothing, kind of. So he has no reason to really swap. So we're going for U-turn, kind of just like going yourself deeper in the hole. And then this is all this kind of dice. And you went for knockoff. So if you were special, and then you click knockoff, I would have just clicked dark pulse. If you were straight up full physical and that still didn't kill, then I see why you went for U-turn before, because you think, oh, I might need damage up. Just go sizzle. Sizzle would have killed it. Based off that damage, a sizzle would have killed it with U-turn. Go see 8 that quick. I feel like pussy has good attack. Well, I would say what was the one on the earthquake coming to pussy, that's so funny. I love him. Now this thing here, I'm literally looking at this team. Maybe not with Incineroar there, with Intimidate, but like, you could still win this. Like, you have Sword Stance. You can still win this game with Iron Hands just alone. That's how good he is. Like, if you were just Drain Punch knockoff, I don't know if you brought knockoff. You got Sword Dance, you have Drain Punch. Oh, Psychic. Yeah, never mind. But, yeah. I think that game was 100% winnable for the Littens. I think there was just like a few big misplays that kind of, you just dug yourself in a hole and you couldn't really get out of it, but you didn't really need to. If you just, I think maybe took a little more time in like your decision making and stuff, and just kind of looked at his team more and just be like, well, if he has no switching to this move and I have no drawback, there's nothing, I don't lose anything, it's just like a win-win situation if I click this. Then just click it. You don't have to overthink it. If you put yourself in a win-win situation with like, your prep was pretty fucking good. Like, the Mamoswine just dominates his team. Being Sandstorm for Sand Slash, so you can come in, outspeed everything, and just kill it all with Earthquake. Pretty damn good. I probably would have gone like the Smooth Rock, so your Sandstorm lasted longer on Mamoswine. And then just definitely would have brought Earthquake. I'm just guessing you didn't click it because you didn't have it, but I would have brought it because it was his team just gets destroyed by Earthquake, and you knew that because that's why you brought the Sand Slash. Because if you had kept those alive, the game would have been so much different. I think you would have won. I actually think you would have won because your team just destroys his. It just destroys it. Like, Iron Hands is so fucking good. If Sizzle was alive, you just completely wall this Metagross, which is Psychic. I wouldn't have expected to have a Psychic on the thing, but Assault Vest wasn't like another set that could have done really well. Like, when I was looking over the team, like a full max defense, Iron Hands, because you just kind of outlast everything and you can just heal back up with Drain Punch. It was really good against his team. But yeah, if you had the Sizzle alive still, and Zoroark as well, the Psychic probably wouldn't have been a problem. Then you got Mamoswine and Sand Slash that just completely threatens the Metagross. So yeah, I think this was definitely like a winnable game. There was just a few little mistakes that kind of like you couldn't really come back from. So next week, just kind of like focus on like the weakness of the team and just abuse it. Just abuse the weakness. Don't even overthink it. Just abuse their weaknesses and you'll be fine. So that was the review for the second game in week 1.